All right, World Breastfeeding Week kicked off yesterday and highlights the need to support families as they begin and continue breastfeeding.
So joining us to talk about where the support system can come from, we have an international board-certified lactation consultant and L&D registered nurse, Bayinnah Muhammad. Welcome to Great Day.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
This is important. It's great to have a week to highlight what families go through. Why is it important to give this support to families who are breastfeeding their children?
Yeah, so, I mean, that's one of the big things when folks have children. The first thing you want to know is, how do I feed them? How do I know that they're getting enough?
Yeah.
And we know through the evidence that those first 2 weeks of the feeding journey are usually the most difficult. So we want to try to get support to people as soon as possible so that they can be successful. And we know that internationally board-certified lactation consultants are the gold standard for that. And hospitals, facilities, birth centers that have board-certified lactation consultants, those families do better with their breastfeeding journeys.
It's off the top too, those first 2 weeks. It's important.
It's intense. A lot is happening right then. The last thing you want to be worried about is my baby getting
Yeah.
enough food? Am I doing it right? And it can just, you know, evoke a lot of feelings and frustrations.
Yeah.
So does the specialist help, you know, as you're leading up to giving birth and get you just ready for it?
Yeah, so internationally board-certified lactation consultants actually are trained in lactation starting from preconception. So before you even get pregnant, thinking about like things that may be affecting what you're feeding, how your feeding journey may go. Obviously, once you're pregnant, engaging in those conversations and that support, finding out what your resources are around you. And then once we deliver, and then during the postpartum period, all the way through when you wean. So it's not just like a one-stop shop. You don't just have to be directly latching your baby. There are many different pieces, nuances to a feeding journey, and a lactation consultant can help you through all of them.
It is a journey, and didn't they just like up the recommendation of feeding your children to up to 2 years by breastfeeding?
So we want exclusive, according to our American Academy of Pediatrics, it is exclusive breastfeeding for 6 months and then a year plus. And so, you know, sometimes you think, well, is the milk doing anything for the baby now they're a year old? There are immune benefits of human milk throughout that period. So we want to be able to give folks support to, you know, make it as long as they want to.
Hit their goals.
Yes,
Yeah.
How does work come into play when a mom goes back to work? How does that impact the stats?
Not that you've seen that the last 9 months.
I've gotten everything in our office. I've learned a lot from you.
Thanks.
A couch full of experts. So that's a very big deal, and sometimes the anxiety of thinking about that comes up before you even start to go back to work. So I think it's really important to have a really good team with a lactation consultant on there with you to think about and kind of preemptively plan for that. So having that one-on-one support is good, but then also like legislatively in your community, working with folks to say, hey, you know, we need support for folks when they go back to work to be able to have time to pump, to have somewhere clean and safe to store their milk. And so the Pump Act recently has, you know, made some great strides in being able to give that support. So getting the word out about that and creating spaces for folks so that breastfeeding, you know, kind of happens intuitively as opposed to feeling like it's a separate chore or like a hardship for the person who's doing the feeding, or even for communities trying to support that. You know, just trying to make it, for lack of a better word, mainstream.
You're over here making me cry because it's a lot of work. Is it really a full-time job on top of?
I would argue it's 2, but I might be a little biased.
Because
because,
it's a lot of hours.
Because not only are you thinking about feeding your baby, but also like life doesn't stop for you as the person providing the milk, right? Like, people still have expectations of you, and you're like, is this person getting enough milk though? I hear what you're saying about like, I need to go to work, did the other children eat? But did they eat? Because I'm like the only one that can do it. So
when you're living your life in like 2-hour increments, like you can't, you're just tied to your baby or your pump that entire time.
So my message to moms, families, parents is always like, be gracious with yourself. Like, this is not easy. It doesn't happen just one way, and it doesn't always like look the same as it did for your friend, your mom, or even that last baby. Like babies will do a switcheroo on you. So
I know, we're seeing that all the time. Okay, so much more to say. We have a whole week to talk about it. You can find out more and get that support by going to iblce.org.